Hey guys, what's up? Here, Olivia movie this time for superhero film. A hated superhero film. Fantastic Four, the reboot to the Tim Story movies, directed by Josh Trank, written by him, Jeremy Slater, Simon Kinberg. It stars Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, Jimmy Bell, Toby Kebbell, Reggie Cathy, Tim Blake Nelson, Dan Castellaneta. If I pronounce if I pronounce any names wrong, comment below the proper pronunciation. What's with my grammar today? Um, Other people I really just don't care about. This film is about about Reed Richards. When he was young, he built a teleporter with Ben Grimm, and years later, he gets a scholarship to the Baxter Institute to work alongside Sue Storm, Victor Von Doom, Dr. Franklin Storm, and also Johnny Storm, an angsty teen who doesn't really you get the idea. Yeah, I don't really want to elaborate on that because we'll be wasting time here. And while working on it, they side travel to the other dimension. They also get Ben to come along with them. Well, really, it's just like Reed, Ben, Johnny, and Victor travel to the other dimension. They get drunk and they decide to go there without any under there themselves. And when they get back, and unfortunately, while they're traveling along the planet called Planet Zero, stuff goes wrong. When they come back, they get their powers, and of course, Sue is blasted with this like a field of energy that gives her powers, and now they have superpowers. And well, like Victor, unfortunately, doesn't make it back. He's supposedly killed, and unfortunately, it cuts a year later. You shouldn't be watching this movie anyway, people. I'm just spoiling it out for you, and these people. Like a year later, they start trying to learn. They kind of learn how to deal with their powers, but also they must come together as a team. The four must come together as a team to fight Doctor Doom. You know, when this movie was coming out, everyone was bashing it. You know why? People hate the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies. They hate the one from the 90s. Well, they think it's laughably terrible, but they still think it's awful anyway. I've seen the Fantastic Four movies with the Tim Story ones, but it's been years since I've seen them, so I can't put my honest opinion in them, because I don't really know them that well. And I've never seen the 90s one. Great, huh? When I heard about this movie, I said I was a little skeptical, but still hopeful. You know, you hear so much bad shit about the Tim Story movies that you just think, okay, hopefully this would work. Trank is and you know, you have Josh Trank, which is a sign of hope, because he made Chronicle, and I really like Chronicle. That was his directorial debut. Yay. But this film suffered a lot of issues. You know, some people did not like how it was going in a darker direction. People were just bashing it left and right. But just no one was giving this film a break. They were always criticizing it for all the most basic things. They were always hating on it constantly. Seriously. Was there anyone who was giving any hope to it? Well, there were some people, but really the majority of people were just hating on this project. And they were just bashing without really knowing anything about it, or very little. And then the film came out. It bombed. And it was panned, and won the Raz. And it won the tied for Worst Picture at the Razzies with 50 Shades of Grey. And, oh my god. Oh my god! There's also reports of studio meddling, and the film came out, and I saw it, and I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on GameFly. I got it for rental on GameFly, and oh my god, what did I sit through? What the hell was this? This is supposed to be a superhero movie. Is this supposed to be a superhero movie from a major studio? The people who made the X-Men films. Okay, I have not seen Last Stand, but the ones I've seen, I like them all. I've also not seen Origins Wolverine. Are you kidding me? This is from Fox? Are you kidding me? Oh my god! You expect this crap from the Asylum, not Fox! Okay. Let's go. Let's talk about this film. Let's talk about some positives. because there actually are a few, but they're very, very, very small positives. One, I do like the body horror scenes. They're actually not too bad. It's a cool idea, and it's nice seeing doing something a little different with how people are getting their powers rather than being overjoyed about it. They're scared because, oh my god, this is something happening. This is something horrible happening to them. Their bodies are changing. They don't know why. Like a life ruining, like a condition that ruins their lives. And I get the concept's a pretty cool idea, but I don't know. The camera work is competent, but whatever. Cinematography kind of competent in the first half, but whatever. There's not much I can say about this. This movie is awful. It is awful. It is awful, man. And you know, when you look at the history behind this film with the studio meddling, here's what I realized. They had to do reshoots. There were numerous disagreements between Josh Trank and Fox. When Trank's cut was done, the studio ordered reshoots. You obviously noticed them, but whatever. And they also cut out 3 major action scenes before filming began. There were reports that he was an asshole on set. He and Teller almost got into a fist fight. I don't know how much of this stuff is accurate. I mean, this is stuff I hear all the time. He was also horrible. He also said he was reported to be horrible towards Kmart because he wasn't the casting. That he wasn't his choice to play because that wasn't his. That was the studio's choice to play Sue, and not his choice. He wanted Allison Williams, who you may know as Marnie on Girls. Great show. Thank God she wasn't in this movie. This would have really ruined her image. Hell, she probably went. Well, she's not really much of an actress anyway. She's trying to be more of a singer, I think, right? Complo. And what else? Oh yeah, Trank putting out that tweet saying a year ago I had a fantastic version of this film and it would have received great reviews. Too bad you won't be able to see it. That's reality though. Maybe I worded it wrong. Comment below the entire thing if you want to. I don't really care. And actually, I think he deleted his Twitter account because I tried searching for it one day. It was it was gone. I think he deleted it. Probably for the best. And yeah, you really see that this is a film that suffered from so much meddling. It's just amazing to me that this is the product that they released. I'm surprised they didn't just can this film. But I guess when you have a budget of $122 million, I think you have to try and make some money off it. Too bad you bombed. Okay. So let's talk about the biggest issues I have with this. Guys, you wanna know how many notes I have? Page of notes? 5 pages of notes. How amazing is that? Okay, so let's get into the biggest issue of this film. That is the goddamn narrative. Here's the biggest issue of this film. Nothing happens for a majority of the runtime. This movie is like an hour 40 minutes long, and here's the thing with that. It's just not worth sitting through. Sometimes it is too short in terms of length involving telling this story because here's the thing, after the Fantastic Four get their powers, it cuts ahead 1 year later. Any time that was spent growing and developing these characters, making these characters grow and develop and learn how to use their powers is thrown out the window. I don't know if that was because, was that part of the original cut? Or did they not film that at all? I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. Also, when they did the reshoots, when they ordered the reshoots, Simon Kinberg and Hutch Parker, the 2 producers, also like Kinberg was the co-writer, they rewrote new material and they reshot everything. They reshot a lot of scenes, and you really notice in the second half. I think they were just basically rewriting the entire third act or whatever the hell. This way feels more like 2 acts because there's no real sense of there's no real sense of a third act, or really lacks a second act or anything like that. Because I mean, the first act could be them getting their basically setting up this teleporter and getting their powers. Second act, growing and developing, learning how to grow, learning how to use their powers correctly. 3, battling Dr. Doom. Nope. They don't. It feels more like 2 acts instead of 3. Great. You know, if you want a good origin story, Batman Begins, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Richard Donner's Superman. Am I missing anything else? Maybe. Those are good examples of origin stories. You know, they actually learned how to properly tell an origin story. Have the characters get their powers. Well, like, you know, let's look at, you know, like Spider-Man and Superman. They are in a plate. Well, Spider-Man, he gets his powers. He learns how to use them. Correct. Learns him how to use them properly and for the good and for the good and learn how, and you know, with great power comes great responsibility. He uses it to fight crime, and then he fights the Green Goblin. And he develops as a character. He learns that great power comes great responsibility. I want to watch that movie again. I want to. Superman. He lands on. He escapes from Krypton before it blows up. Well, his parents put him in his ship, and he escapes from Krypton before it's blown up. He lands on Earth, raised by the Kents. He learns that he has powers, and he starts using them for the greater good. And he has to deal with Lex Luthor. Boy, I love Christopher Reeve in that movie. Best Superman to date. And that's just my fan. Whatever. Batman Begins. I forgot some bits about it actually. Okay, so I think like he suffers the death of his parents. He I think he has to he travels to another country and he has to battle with he kind of trains with Ra's al Ghul. Then he goes back to the United States, I think, and he has to deal with Ra's al Ghul and the Scarecrow. I think I haven't seen the movie for years, so enlighten the comment section below any of these things. I'm getting some of these films wrong, but it's kind of what I know about them. I wasted a lot of time. Okay, anyways, let's talk about the length. Yeah, this film is an hour 40 minutes, and while it may feel long, it's actually too short because no time is devoted to the characters learning how to use their powers properly. You know, learn how grow and develop. There's no character used to develop the character, set up the world properly, or build team dynamic. There's nothing there. You don't buy the dynamic of any of the characters. This story really lacks in substance, and seriously, sometimes they're trying to make it feel like it has substance to it, but there's nothing to it. There's no layers to the characters, the world, or anything like that. No layers. Also, sometimes it doesn't make any sense. You really see that in the third act of the film. It starts becoming a massive, colossal mess. Basically, it's just random shit happening to make something exciting happen, but it's not exciting. There's no payoff to it. Anything that happens involving action scenes, anything along those lines, there's no payoff. There's no payoff in terms of anything involving the story or anything that happens. No payoff. Nothing. Also, these characters are very moody. A lot of these characters are moody, and these characters get their powers by being selfish and stupid. Except Sue, she suffers from the effects of their stupidity and selfishness. Fuck you too. You know, I thought you're supposed to get behind these characters, right? Why the hell did they do something this fucking stupid? Also, it takes way too long for them to get their powers. It takes them so damn long. Seriously, really, the first half, they don't have their powers for the first half of the film. I'm not even kidding. The second half, they have their powers and they don't really use them very well. There's also scenes that are in the trailer that are not in the damn movie. You know, when the thing jumps out of the plane. Not in the movie. Also a scene where he's attacking people with a tank. That tank, whenever he throws that tank and there's an explosion, the top of the tank just vaporizes. I don't get the point of that. Yeah, that's just footage. That's just footage of some test footage of how they've been doing footage of them testing out the thing as a weapon. Also, there's contrivances and conveniences for the sake of advancing the plot. Competent writing! What is that? Seriously, really just skip the second act. There's a lot of essential story beats just missing from this film? Is there something? I looked at my DVD from GameFly. There's no deleted scenes on there. There's nothing. Is there any deleted scenes in this movie? Someone tell me that. On any home media release, are there any deleted scenes? Comment below or just show me some. I just want to know if there's any deleted scenes. I did see some B-roll footage of a Fantastic car. Weird. Seriously, there's no development of the characters or world at all. They're so bland. They're so bland, moody, and you know, they really have no chemistry with each other. It's unengaging at all. I just don't like anything about the story. Anything that's possibly engaging is overshadowed by anything that's unengaging or just boring or anything like those lines. Also, the finale. Holy shit, this finale is awful. This finale is so rushed and so messy. All it turns into is a green screen mess. Let's just talk about the finale. The finale is the Fantastic Four fighting Doctor Doom and Planet Zero. How the hell can they breathe? How can they breathe when they're with no real oxygen? Planet Zero does not look like anything that can sustain human life. So how are the Fantastic Four able to survive in that environment? Doom, well, if you want to talk about his design, we'll talk about that later. Basically, with him being like, you know, with him dying on that planet, and him just being covered in this green goo, basically is a suit attached to him, so maybe it's some sort of life source from him, so maybe that makes sense. I guess that they don't even explain well, even with dull exposition. And I guess that makes sense in some way, but how the hell are the Fantastic Four able to survive on Planet Zero when it looks like it doesn't look like it's even, they can not even have even the slightest bit of human life on it. Like not even the biggest, or even like any sort of real sense of oxygen in there. It doesn't look like a planet that looks like anyone can live on it. And the fight is horrible. It's too short, and it ends so abruptly. Not to mention Doctor Doom has a death that is way too cool for such an awful villain. I guess it's kind of cool with him being vaporized, but whatever. I know I'm spoiling this for people, but guys, do not see this movie. The fight is horrible. It's rushed beyond belief. And my god, the action is horrible in this film. Actually, let's talk about the action. Action. There's no real fucking action in this movie. I'm trying to look for my notes here, people. I'm sorry, but I'm just... Where the hell is it? Sorry. Really, most of the film is devoid of action, which is an essential part of superhero films. Here's how many action sequences are in the movie. Either 3/4, 1 or 1.5 action scenes in the movie. Why 3/4? Why is that one option? Because the only action scenes really in this movie are a fight in the forest. That is so short. Reed just basically fights a few military guards, and then Ben comes in, tries to attack him. Ben punches a tree, they share a few words, and he just headbutts him, knocks Reed unconscious, and then just cuts to a plane flying overhead. Are you kidding me? That was so brief, and they missed opportunity there. At the end of the first half, Reed escapes from the government facility they're being held in while being tested on after gaining their powers. Ben tells him that he promises Ben he's gonna try and help him, and then he goes rogue for 1 entire year, and he's able to escape. You know, I find it kind of weird that, you know, I know he's very smart, but how has he learned how to do this other stuff? Like, be able to, like, keep himself, like, how is he able to be, like, on the run? And he's able to do these stuff that we never knew he could do, like, basically involving, like, hacking or, like, you know, being off the grid. I mean, he's able to do some stuff that we never knew he could ever do in the first movie. It's stuff that they actually just do for the sake of, you know, I don't know. You guys are as good as mine as to how he can do some stuff. Like, you know, like basically just like being able to like, keep himself off the grid like that. Also, I mean, Jesus. Also, if I would Doom, that feels more like half an action. Really, the Force felt more like half an action scene, and the Dark Doom fight felt like maybe like one action scene or maybe 3/4. So maybe it's like 5/4 action scenes in this movie. I'm running out of jokes. The action is just overall awful. The Doom fight is extremely anticlimactic. They Both action scenes end so abruptly. They're too short. Done with that page. The tone. Yeah, it takes itself too seriously. And the moments of comedy in this movie don't work either. Like, whenever it's comic relief from Johnny, not funny. The humor here overall sucks. Also, let's talk about the editing. Ugh. There were some abrupt cuts here and there. Like a scene after Johnny crashes his car. I don't know, for some reason that scene cut too quickly to me. And involving that fight in the forest. Yep. After the headbutt, immediately almost quit maybe a second after the headbutt, it cuts to the plane. Also, a scene involving Johnny and his father and Franklin talking. It ends kind of abruptly. Like you see, like he's like it comes involving like a decision like Johnny wants to make, and it just ends abruptly. It doesn't feel like there's any conclusion to that scene. That's why it felt so abrupt to me. There's seriously like. And also, like, who knows, they probably cut out an essential part of the origin story. And also, there's no flow. This film doesn't flow at all. There seems to be no real flow during transitions to the next scene. There are some that probably have much more flow to them, but others, there's just no natural flow throughout the entire movie. There's just way too many bumps here and there. Let's talk about the visual effects. $120 million budget. How much was the budget before the reshoots? They range from hit and miss to awful. Mostly awful. The Thing, yeah, that thing looks terrible. The Thing looks awful. There are some times where it looks kind of decent, but really the Thing is it's just either okay to awful. Especially whenever like he's walking on a set, he sticks out way too much. It looks way, way too obvious. I don't get this. The Thing just looks awful. Johnny's face. Johnny's face whenever like he's on fire. Whenever Johnny's on fire, it looks a little fake as well. But also his face, that was weird. That didn't really work for me at all. Sue's invisibility is okay. I guess they're kind of decent. Reed's stretching, rubbery as all hell. It looks really stupid. Also, he does this thing involving his face change. Oh my god, it was so horrible. It was laughably terrible. I'm thinking, oh my god, he actually did that. There's also a scene involving a CGI chimp. Doesn't actually look too bad, though. It's probably on loan from Planet of the Apes. Want to bet on that? It doesn't look too bad, but but you can tell it's obviously a CG chimp. Seriously, I want to watch it on Planet of the Apes again. So except for War of the Planet of the Apes, by the way. The green energy on Planet Zero looks fake. Everything on Planet Zero just looks fake. And like I said, involving Planet Zero, it doesn't look like any sort of like planet that could sustain human life. There's nothing about it that showcases like there's any wildlife, any plants, any trees, nothing. There's no real atmosphere on there, in my opinion. That's more like a volcanic area or something like that. Some other effects are just range from okay to decent, or sometimes just even bad. Planet Zero just doesn't look convincing at all. At all. How about the pacing? You obviously know how bad the pacing is. Sometimes this movie will be a chore to sit through at points. It's just awful. There's no consistency in the pacing. The first two acts are extremely slow. Well, really, the first half. Well, whatever. Let's just say the first 2/3 of the film. That'll be better because there's no second act really. The first two thirds are very slow, and in the third act the last third is extremely rushed. You get the idea. It's so damn rushed. So much shit starts happening, and never. Man, it just sucks. It takes too long for the team to get their powers. Like I said, it doesn't happen until like the end of the first half. And this movie is an hour 40 minutes. Great, huh? They really don't do it. They don't use the runtime well at all. These characters are boring and bland. They move past the central part of the origin story. Moving on. Boring and slow, whatever. I'm just going down here with my notes here, people. So let's continue on. I know we're probably on here all day, so let's keep going. Let's talk about the... Oh, wait. Story elements are introduced and forgotten about. I forgot about this one. Weird. So some things I don't like about this film, involved by the fact, like, it's clobbering time, originating from a phrase that his that Ben's brother would say before he abused him. Oh, Ben was abused as a kid. Also, Sue was adopted. Yeah, that's right. You obviously know it. You know, Franklin Storm is a African American. Same for Johnny. Sue is not. They're adopted. Sue's adopted. They don't explore that. There's no dynamic ever explored between any of them, between Sue and Johnny either. There's nothing here. Characters. Okay, let's look at my favorite characters. Characters, they're very shallow and moody. Most of them. Victor Von Doom, unlikable, moody asshole. Very limited screen time as well. Seriously, what's with Von Doom? Is Victor Dolmashev such a bad name or something? Or are you really that sad about the fans? Victor Von Doom is a name so goddamn stupid. You know why? Because it makes him obvious that he's the villain. Are you kidding me? You're making it that painfully obvious he's the villain. Stupid. You should have kept it at Dolmashev. I don't care. Screw faithfulness. These adaptations, they stand on their own. They have to stand on their own, otherwise they don't work. Then what's the point of having in the first place if they can't stand on their own, huh? Enough, try and make it faithful. You can only do it so much before it doesn't work. They need to stand on their own, not be faithful. Otherwise there's nothing surprising there. Think about that. Ben has no real purpose in the story either. He has no science. He does not know anything about science. He never really helped Reed on the project at all. He only provided him his garage. He only just like was supposedly his assistant who doesn't do anything. That's all he ever was. Seriously, he also just comes along with Reed, Johnny, and Victor to Plan Zero without hesitation or second thoughts. Also, he has very limited screen time. He's not in the film at all. He has very limited screen time, like Victor. Reed, Victor, and Johnny are stupid. Psycho Plan Zero and secrecy. Victor touches also the planet goes crazy after Victor touches green energy. You gotta be kidding me. Also, there's this like green energy that hits like when they try to get back to Earth. Here's how the characters get their powers. Well, here's one thing I know about Johnny. Johnny is lit on fire. The green energy just like gets near his pod, and there's like a broken glass. It makes him catch on fire. But here's the thing: there was never any evidence that he could catch on fire. We never saw that before. So how that happened? Also, Ben gets covered in CGI rocks because his door won't close, and the CGI rocks are so bad. They look awful. They don't look like rocks at all. Dan's older brother is an asshole. Reed's teacher is an asshole. He's also kind of unrealistic. Dan Castellaneta. Common pronunciation. Yeah, Homer Simpson from The Simpsons. He's a pretty unrealistic character. He's pretty much a dick. Seriously, Victor touches the green energy that causes the planet to go crazy. Kills him. And gives the other three instead powers. Seriously, they don't even have a basic dynamic, and they lack chemistry. You just don't buy chemistry between them, and their interactions don't make it any better either. You just don't see any connection between these two. You don't see a sense of real cooperation between the two. No real sense of partnership. Anything. They just feel like people who are just there, and they just hate each other, and they just want to get this done. Just do this shit, They don't care about each other. They just want to do what they want. They're just doing this shit and get it over with. Think about that. There's no chemistry between any of them. Humor, not really present. Best reaction probably was a chuckle, and Johnny's comic relief isn't funny. Seriously, the Fantastic Four lack a basic dynamic. There's no chemistry between any of them, and you don't believe. And their team up is so forced. You do not believe it. There's no build up to it. You just don't believe them as a team. Really, when they first start fighting Victor Dr. Doom, they all fight him at once. And then then in a brief dialogue scene, they come together, and then they start fighting each other together. That quickly. You don't buy it. You don't. Also, this film's very geographically limited. Seriously, when it comes to the finale, Victor's able to create a portal with rocks on Planet Zero. How does that work? There's nothing nothing. There's no sense of tech. There's no real evidence of tech. There's any real advanced technology there. He never even developed any of that. That's just How he just creates that for the sake of moving the plot along and also trying to create also to conjure up an action scene. That's horrible, obviously. People, and of course, he starts creating a portal that's creating a black hole to suck in the earth, to destroy the earth. And we're supposed to care about this? How can we if it's so geographically limited? We're only in a few areas. Area 57, I think it's called. Mind in the comment section below. We've been mostly in the government facility. That's the government facility where they're held in for most of the film. That's what also Franklin, the Baxter building, Baxter Suit, whatever the hell, I don't care. Reed's house, the Ben's junkyard. This Plan Zero. There's no real locations here, and they're rarely ever outside for the second half. They're never really outside for the second half. Seriously, it's really geographically limited. This film looks cheap, and this has a big budget, so how does that make sense? You can obviously tell that there was no sense of cooperation between Trank and Fox. They just didn't care. Fox has been doing this to keep the rights to the Fantastic Four, and you can obviously tell with this film. It looks like garbage. Best character in the movie? Franklin Storm. He's still shallow though, but he can make a cheesy speech powerful. Dialogue, terrible. The conversations between all the characters are extreme. Some of the conversations between any of the characters are awkward. Seriously, they're terrible. Dude, there's no chemistry between any of them. The dialogue can be sometimes cringeworthy. Also, it's exposition at times. Great exposition, we all want that. I find it weird that even though this film sometimes relies on exposition, they don't have enough exposition to explain some of this bullshit in the film. Also, it's cliched, especially Franklin's speeches. Great. Acting. These characters are so goddamn... These actors are so bland. They don't care. They don't have personality of the characters. Tim Blake Nelson is kind of decent, though I don't care. Reggie Cathy, best performance. He elevates this material. He gives a performance more than it deserves. Everyone is bland. Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan tries to be like a bit of a comic relief character, but it comes off more like a character type. And he's really not that funny to me. And I know some people are thinking like, oh my god, why, be nice, I find it so crazy that these racist people are just saying, oh my god, why is Human Torch black? I don't care. Give a good performance, man, I don't care. The only thing I'd be angry about is if he didn't give a good performance. No one really gave a good performance here. No one's awful, but they're just okay. Or they're just meh. They're bland. Everyone here sucks. I swear, some people are going to say, some racists are going to say, oh, Michael B. Jordan sucks as Human Torch because he's black, and Human Torch isn't supposed to be black. Enough being faithful to the comics. Please, shut up. Please. No, because he didn't really care. These characters are so poorly... These characters are so one-dimensional. It's just amazing to me that they could even if they tried, it wouldn't work because, wow, you could not care less. No one tries. Miles Teller... It's so incredible. It's amazing to me that this is the talent they throw in here, and they're all wasted. Miles Teller really proved himself in Spectacular Now and Whiplash. He really did. And still the fact that he just threw it out the window here. How does that work? No. What the hell am I saying? How does that make sense? He goes from such a great performance in Whiplash to this. I feel so sorry for you, man. Especially Michael B. Jordan. Thank God for Creed. Miles Teller, let's hope War Dogs helped you. Kate Mara, thank God for The Martian. Jamie Bell, I don't know, dude. Toby Kebbell, let's hope for Ben-Hur. I can't get excited for that, people. I'm sorry. Are you kidding me? So great talent wasted. Are you joking? Tim Blake Nelson. Hey, I hope to see more of you on season 2 of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Seriously, I want to see more of you. You are hilarious. Talent. Seriously, any attempts to add personality just fall flat. Seriously, these are such incredibly talented actors, and they're being wasted here. They have lackluster characters, and they don't do anything to them. Reed is a bland nerd. Jane Bell is a bland dude. Toby Kebbell is a bland asshole. Not to mention a bland villain. Michael B. Jordan is bland comic relief that isn't funny. They're all just bland. Alright, let's continue on. Dr. Doom. Oh my god. He is one of the worst villains ever put to film. Are you kidding me? I got to, uncut this camera for a bit. I gotta charge it. I'll get back to you soon. Okay, I am back. So let's get to Dr. Doom. This is one of the worst villains ever put to film. This version of Dr. Doom is absolutely awful. He's a horrible villain. You know why? Because he doesn't have a motivation. He's left on Planet Zero and he goes crazy. He hates the world for some reason. They don't even elaborate on that. He just hates the damn world. He hated the world before he became Dr. Doom. Seriously. You know, after he's killed on Planet Zero, you don't see him again until a team goes back to Planet Zero and they find him there. Also, he has this hood. Also, he's wearing a hood. But here's the thing: where did that hood come from? Seriously, it's a big hood. They're trying to replicate the hooded look from the hood from the like how Dr. Doom would wear this green hood from the comics. Yeah, I think they were trying to do that to be faithful, but it doesn't make any sense in any context. So don't do that. That's just fan appeasement, and it looks stupid. His powers don't make sense. He has telekinetic powers. He can deflect bullets. He can also blow up people's heads. He could have blew up the heads of Fantastic Four, but he doesn't use them because plot convenience. He also has a horrible design. Seriously, he looks like a piece. It looks like I swear to God, he looks like a garbage bag, or like a crash test dummy that was burned or something. I don't know. It was so stupid. He's just also, how the hell can he talk? Seriously, it looks like his mouth is it's like his mouth is like welded shut. It doesn't look like he can talk at all. Also, he says, "There is no victor. There is only doom. There is no Dina, only Zul." Classic line. Let's hope for the best with the reboot. The awful name that makes him obviously the villain. Do I need to say more about that? The name was so stupid. He doesn't even use the powers of Fantastic Four. He can make people's heads explode. He could have killed Fantastic Four, and then his plan would have worked. Seriously, he's a moody dick, and then a destructive psychopath. Okay, yes, he did destroy he did also like he was. They were doing this teleport experiment before, but unfortunately it didn't work, and he decided to leave, and also he destroyed a few things. So yeah, he was also destructive and unpredictable, but really he was more of a moody asshole. But you only saw him more as a moody asshole than a destructive psychopath. There's no motivation. He's just a villain that does something and almost destroys the world, and he suffers. Well, he pays for it. And boy, that villain sucks. Seriously, are you kidding me? You can't even get You can't even get those dumb motivation right. God damn it. This is ridiculous! This film was pathetic! Pathetic. Even whenever they use exposition, they don't even explain it. Explain them at all. Like sometimes when they use exposition, they don't even explain some other things that deserve some explanation. Even if it's through dull exposition, doesn't make any sense. At least have some sort of explanation. Oh god. Don't even let me start with the continuity errors. Ugh. The reshoots are so obvious. They didn't even try to hide them. Kate Mara's hair changes a lot. It's apparent in the second half, but you might notice in the first half. I noticed this one scene where, Victor, Reed, Sue, and Franklin were in a room together. Yep, you saw the wig. it was kind of accurate, but it still looked terrible. I kept thinking I should have tallied how many times you could notice her hair change. I don't know, but her hair changed so many times. And I mean, it changed so many times. The hair, how it changed. Well, one, it was just sometimes very blonde. It didn't even look close to the hair that she had in the scenes that weren't reshot. It didn't look even close. No one cared. So also, the hairstyle would change constantly. Sometimes it would be sometimes short. Other times it would be very long. I'm like, is there any consistency with his hair in the second half? That's where it is, mostly in the second half. Also, you can notice, like, in Miles Teller's facial hair, it appears and then disappears. Did anyone care? Obviously not. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously, this film looks goddamn cheap. Knowing the fact it looks in so many different locations. Also, the color palette. This film really has no much color to it. It uses a lot of dark colors. Sometimes like a dark blue tint. Also, it has black and orange for some reason. Also, maybe a bit of like orangey yellow. Orange yellow. Yellow orange. Really just a lot of dark colors or a lot of unappealing colors, so it just looks like absolute garbage. Not in this bullshit. Also the costume design. Oh my god. The most decent costume is Sue, but it lacks personality. I know the X-Men costumes are also black, but at least they have some stripes on them with a different color, so that's something. But also they look appealing. The costumes here look absolutely like garbage. I understand that they're designed, but they don't look appealing. They look horrible. They look horrible. And to be honest, that body horror scene could have been so good. Could have been a lot better if the CGI wasn't so terrible. It was kind of a good scene, but Jesus Christ, that CGI was just awful. And one thing is for sure, it fails. Like, I mean, my god, these costumes look horrible. Like Johnny with all these vents on him, I forgot what they are. I understand the concept behind these designs, but the execution's horrible. Same for Doctor Doom's design. Horrible as all hell. These also read spring design, like involving springs. I get the idea, I get the intentions, but the execution is awful. And involving the Thing wearing no pants and missing a part of his body, I don't care. I don't. It's a nitpick. But these costumes are so unappealing. You can just... Do I have anything else to say? Do I have anything more to say about this? Let me think. Let me go. Nope. Nothing. So let me get straight to all the other stuff. Yeah, this film looks cheap as all hell. And it's made for a big budget. This needs to stop. Fox has been doing this just to keep the rights just to keep the rights. But here's the thing. You know, in a time where superheroes are a big moneymaker now, you'd think they'd be trying to do this to catch up the competition, really add more competition with Marvel, but instead, they don't care to try. And I'm thinking, just give the rights back to Marvel. Just sell the rights back and make some money off it. There is no reason for them to keep these goddamn characters. You know why? All we keep complaining about today is how they can't get these characters right. Here's the thing though, it shouldn't be impossible to do. With the X-Men franchise, they've been able to handle a lot of characters in one movie. Also, Marvel with Guardians of the Galaxy, that team consists of 5 members. And they were able to handle a lot of characters there as well and develop them. This is not impossible. And besides, this is disrespectful. They're not even trying, and this is just insulting. This is Marvel's first family, and to be honest, they deserve a film that gives them justice. That does them justice. This is insulting. Don't you think you should be respecting these characters and stop? Why are you just being so? Are you kidding me? Why are you such dicks to these characters? I understand you don't want to get the rights back to Marvel, but
But give us a reason why you should keep the rights. Think about that. Why should we let you keep the rights? Think about that. Seriously, I can't stress this enough. I cannot believe this. I felt sad, I felt angry, and I was just fed up. If you want to check out any other reviews of Fantastic Four, I'll put links below to Sam Gavin's review and Movie Bob's review. Sam Gavin, you created Sam's channel. But I'm done. This is unbelievably mature. The way they're treating these characters and the way they're being so, they don't want to get the rights back tomorrow, so they decided to make shitty movies off it. This is so immature, and this is so ridiculous handling these characters. They don't care. Why should they keep the rights? Give them back, please. You have proven yourself that that you don't care about these characters. You don't care. You want to keep the rights. Guys, you didn't make any money off this. And you didn't care. I can't believe this. The way they're handling these characters, it's beyond immature. They also act so immature about the way they handle these characters. They don't want to get I don't want to get the rights back to Marvel. You're not getting the rights back. It's immature. Stop doing this. You know, you had potential here. There is potential here. An up-and-coming director that proved themselves with Chronicle. A very talented crew involved. Also a very talented cast. You had a lot of potential here and you threw it out the window. What else do I have to say that hasn't already been said? I can't stand this. I am sick of how people act like this. This mentality, and also how the way they're handling this. They don't deserve the Fantastic Four anymore. They don't. I'm not putting their trust in them unless they truly do care about their audience. And do care about delivering a true quality film. You guys can do that. You did it with Deadpool. You did it with the X-Men franchise, for the most part. So do it now. Do it with the Fantastic Four, okay? Do it, please. We deserve better. And this is insulting. I wonder what these fans think about. They must be so upset, and they must really hate you now. You guys have been handling these characters so wrong, handling so poorly. You do not deserve the rights. No more chances. The only way you can do it is if you surprise me, but I'm not going to give you a chance anymore. I'm sorry. The film looks cheap. It has horrible, really bad effects. Horrible character, very bland characters. It's just a piece of shit. It's one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen. And my God, I could not believe what I sat through. I'm thinking hard about this rating, guys. Fantastic Four. You piece of garbage. I can't believe this. This film is being held in the same category as Batman and Robin. Another awful superhero film. Steve also is hated. I didn't see it though. You think we've had more. You think we would have more standards, but we don't. I guess. Do better. I think Marvel needs these characters back because Fox, you've done such a horrible job handling them. You don't deserve them anymore. I'm just sad about how this film could have been. It could have been something great. It really could have. But it didn't do anything right. It's a piece of fucking shit. The positives I could say is that that the body horror scenes were kind of cool. There's potential there. But, yeah. There's some solid cinematography in the first half in the laboratory. I'm really thinking hard, guys. I really am. Also, the ending was very abrupt, and I really did not like the scene where they're trying to go with their names. There was no chemistry. You really didn't buy a dynamic between them at all. And then the films ended abruptly when they were saying, like, before Miles Teller could say Fantastic Four, it cuts to it. Stupid. I feel so sorry for Josh Trank, but I don't know who to completely blame here. Should I blame Fox? Should I blame Trank? Should I blame both of them? Should I blame a lot of other people? Who's to blame here? I want to know the truth about what happened behind the scenes right now. I want to know the truth. 100%. Man, I feel so sorry for everyone involved. The cast and the crew that really were devoted to this film. I really feel sorry for them. Trank's mind was in the right place, but something was just holding him back. The studio, probably. I feel so sorry for everyone. This could have been a great film. Reggie Cathy and the body horror. Maybe Reggie Cathy was one of the few performances that actually helped the scene. He actually made some cheesy speeches inspiring for me. So he actually brought some sort of weight to this film. And the body horror scene, despite some bad CGI, actually was kind of effective. I think that just saves it from a 0 out of 5, in all honesty. I'm going to give Fantastic Four 2015 a 0.5 out of 5. This film could have been so much better, guys. Hopefully, one day, they will get a good film. One day. Anyways, guys, it's my review for Fantastic Four. Comment below, what did you think about it? Did you like this film at all? How would you compare it to Tim Story films or what film from the 90s? Do you think there ever will be a good Fantastic Four film? Do you think Fox should get the rights back to Marvel? Are you willing to give them another chance? I'm not. And you probably aren't either. Do you think this film could actually have been good? Do you think there's actually potential behind this thing? Or were you one of the people who were just bashing it from the beginning? What do you think of the other Fantastic Four films? Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more videos.
Okay, guys, I decided to do some additions to this review. Do you think there's any scenes missing? I swear there must be some scenes missing. Because there's such an essential part of this origin story missing. And also that B-roll footage for the Fantastic Car, I think. That's missing too, and all that may be missing too. There must be something missing, but also I want to know what really happened behind those scenes. What happened? I can't believe that this is the best, this is what they did. They released this film. They didn't care. And those who cared for it, I'm so sorry for them. I can't believe they still think this way. This film had so much potential. This was probably the biggest slap in the face for 2015. You know, I feel so sorry for everyone. Trank, I really hope you find your footing again one day. Jamie Bell, I hope you get some new roles in the future that are good, like some good films. Everyone involved, I hope you will recover from this. And I want to know if there's any deleted scenes, any missing scenes from this film, because I want to know. It really does piss me off, people, that this is the film that we got. We could have got so much better. This is what we have, and we have to deal with it. Unfortunately. I'm done.